Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another exciting meeting at Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs. This club focuses on you and your journey as an entrepreneur, your journey as a professional, and your journey to become a better version of yourself. Let me invite the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan, who is an angel investor and believes in helping as much as he can help himself. Toastmaster Rohan, over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Raghu, and looking forward to a very exciting meeting today because today we're going to be talking about limiting beliefs that entrepreneurs face in their journey when they start their building their idea all the way to execution, the final outcomes, and all the challenges that they face in between, which might hamper their thinking, might result in some form of limitations in their own thinking that come out in ways that they couldn't possibly have expected before. So we're going to talk about some of these limiting beliefs throughout the meeting. So welcome everyone to this exciting meeting of Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs. I am Rohan. I have been a Toastmaster for over 4 years now, so with several clubs in Delhi and in Mumbai. And now looking to expand and build a stronger base with the startup community, and this is what attracted me to Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs. And today we have a very exciting meeting today we have because we have one prepared speech by distinguished Toastmaster Padma Kumar, and we have an exciting pitch session by an entrepreneur based in India. He'll be coming and pitching his startup called On Road Assist, which will be evaluated by two evaluators on the merit of the pitch deck itself. So the structure of the meeting we'll follow is first we'll have the speech. First we'll have the speech, then the pitch. Then we'll have a table topic session where you'll be given topics by the table topic master, and you'll be expected to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on a topic on the spot. And then we'll move to evaluations of both the speech as well as the pitch, and then we'll come to a close. So that is the structure of the meeting that we follow here, and I'll be giving some insights into what limiting beliefs can you expect as an entrepreneur as we move forward with the meeting. First, I'd like to invite the grammarian to give out the explain his role and explain the word of the day for today's meeting. Can I please have the grammarian,
Kalpana.
Kalpana, please?
Good evening, one and all. I am your grammarian for today, and my name is Kalpana. As grammarian, I'll have to play role of watching over language and make note of good use and not so good usage of the language that we are using. And also, as a word master, I have to introduce word of the day. And today, word of the day is exultant, which means very happy and excited as we are at the meeting. And today's idiom of the day is pleased as punch, which means very happy or satisfied. I will put on the word of the day and idiom of the day over the chat for everyone's reference. And I encourage all of you to add in this word of the day and idiom of the day into your speech. At the end of the meeting, I'll come back with my report on good usage and not so good usage, and also the one who used word of the day and idiom of the day. Whenever you find someone using word of the day, please raise one thumbs up virtually. And if you see idiom of the day, then also please raise one thumbs up because we are virtually meeting and we cannot raise both the thumbs hand. So with this, I'll pass the control back to our dynamic Toastmaster of the day, Rohan. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpana. And I'd also like to recognize the timer for today, distinguished Toastmaster Raghu and our counter Toastmaster Manoj, who will be keeping track of their respective roles throughout the meeting. And I'll be calling them in the end of the meeting for the reports on what the status of their particular respective roles. So I hope all of you are pleased as punch on being here in this meeting. I would request all of you to keep your videos on. It encourages our speakers, it encourages everyone here to have your exultant faces on board and have as much participation and engagement as possible. So please keep your videos on. We only meet once a week, so it'll be great to see all of your faces. So now we move ahead to the speech by distinguished Toastmaster Padma Kumar. Before that, I'd like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Manjeet, to read out the speech objectives of. Oh, sorry, we have a generic speech, so we'll directly move to the speech. So, okay, the distinguished Toastmaster Padma Kumar, Toastmasters and beyond, distinguished Toastmaster Padma Kumar.
Thank you very much, Rohan. Am I audible? Thank you. So Toastmasters and beyond. 3 words. Which of these 3 words do you think is the most important? Which word out of these 3 do you think is the most important?
And
Ah, brilliant. Can we give a big round of applause? Yes, it is indeed and. Because I could potentially have just called this beyond Toastmasters, but I chose to call it Toastmasters and beyond, because to my mind, that is an inclusive way. When I say beyond Toastmasters, it may convey that you leave Toastmasters behind and proceed ahead. But when you say Toastmasters and beyond, it means that you are continuing on your journey, entrepreneurial or corporate career-wise, but without leaving Toastmastering behind. So thank you very much for that response. I deeply respect your inclusive way of looking at Toastmasters. I know several people who have been Toastmasters for 10, 15, 25 years. I'm sure you must have wondered what makes them tick. Why do they stick on to Toastmasters in such an exultant fashion for so many years? Let's look at that for next 15 minutes or so, 12 minutes. Are there any people here who are kind of new to Toastmasters, less than 6 months in Toastmasters? If there are, this speech is extremely important for you. Are there people who are here who have been in Toastmasters for 2 to 5 years? If there are, this speech is very important to you. Are there Toastmasters who have spent more than 5 years in Toastmasters? If there are, the speech is very important to you. And why do I say that? Let's look at that in a slight bit of detail. First of all, I want to introduce to you this concept of a hype cycle. I'm going to share my screen and show you what I mean by hype cycle. Some of you may already be familiar and some of you may not. So let me request host the screen sharing rights from the host, please. Can I have the screen sharing rights? Let me know when it's enabled.
Can you check now, please, DTM Padma Kumar?
Yes, I am checking. Thank you very much. Yes, I have got the screen sharing rights. And thank you so much. Please confirm when you're able to see my screen. Okay, great. Okay, so are you able to see the curve? Okay, so this is called a hype cycle. And actually, this was originally used to talk about how technology trends over time. You know, in reports like the Gartner report, you find that for every technology, they talk about a hype cycle. But today, we are going to adapt that for Toastmasters and talk about how even a career in Toastmasters or a journey in Toastmasters also follows the hype cycle. So as you can see, it starts with a trigger. It reaches a peak of inflated expectations. Then it goes through a trough of disillusionment. And then once again start rising over a slope of enlightenment and reaches a plateau of productivity. Let's look at each of these in a little bit more detail. But before that, I want to share with you the story of the blind men and the elephant. Did you notice that the curve itself looked like an elephant? It had the head and the hump. So if you remember the story of the blind men and the elephant, what happens? 6 blind men are trying to figure out what is it that they are encountering when they touch an elephant. One person touches the trunk and says, hey, it's like a thick serpent. Somebody else touches the ears and says, no, it's like shaped like a fan. Somebody touches the leg and says, no, it's like the trunk of a tree. Somebody touches the tail and says, no, it's like a rope. As we know, none of these people had the full picture. Toastmasters who have just joined and are about 2 to 3 months in Toastmasters have an impression like that. They don't yet know the entire ecosystem of Toastmasters, and therefore the impression that they gather is most likely incomplete. So if we have to really understand the full impact of what Toastmasters can do to us, it's important that we stay on long enough. But then, as I said, different people have different triggers as to why they join Toastmasters. Some join to lose the fear of public speaking. Some join to enhance speaking skills for their promotions and so on. Some, they want to show off their language skills. Some want the snacks that are served in their physical meetings, and different kinds of triggers may be there as to why somebody joins Toastmasters. Then we build a peak of inflated expectations. We listen to some enthusiastic speakers who, give fantastic speeches like Toastmaster Raghu here, who gives very cool kind of speeches. And then we say, hey, I'm also going to give these kind of speeches. Maybe the initial speech gets a lot of applause because everybody gives standing applause. But as we plow through the various projects, we find that the going gets tougher. And we find that there are so many star speakers that it is very, very difficult for us to keep shining in that environment. And most people go through the trough of disillusionment. At this stage, some Toastmasters drop off from Toastmastering altogether because they say, hey, what is all this hype about? I tried Toastmasters. It's just about okay. No big deal. But at this stage, if people get a good mentor, and if they get good guidance from somebody who is aware of what value Toastmasters can bring, then they start climbing the slope of enlightenment. Now, this slope is different from the initial slope of inflated expectations, because this time the expectations are smarter, S-M-A-R-T in capitals, and then E-R. S-M-A-R-T in capitals, because just like in SMART goals, these expectations are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And therefore, they do not suffer from disillusionment. They have set their expectations in a smart fashion. And when they continue, they reach the plateau of productivity, which means they have now understood how to incorporate Toastmastering in their lives, neither investing too much and expecting too much, nor having a disillusionment about what they are getting from their experience. Let me share with you a story of Romeo Nigombam. I was part of Microsoft Toastmasters, and Romeo joined Microsoft Toastmasters. He was from Manipur. He had a very sweet accent, very typical of people from the northeastern part of India. Initially, he was extremely exultant about Toastmastering. and he used to attend meetings. But gradually, Romeo started to skip meetings. Within about 2 years, he became quite inactive. I believed in his potential. I knew that if I could kindle an interest in him, he could be brought back. I decided to mentor him. I told him that I will prepare you for the club international speech contest that was coming up in 4 months' time. I spent countless hours with him, helping him with the speech and his delivery. Finally, the club contest day arrived and Romeo romped home to the first position. Obviously, he was super thrilled. He asked me, can I continue to coach him for the area level? I gladly agreed. He went on to win the area, the division, and the district level contests. Let me show you his photograph as he was on the stage receiving his award. Some of you may even recognize some of the other senior Toastmasters in the photograph. Yeah, so the one with the arrow, can you see the person at whom the arrow is pointed? That is Romeo Nigombam, after having won the district first in the international speech contest. Now, Romeo is but one example. There are several like him who can benefit from a good mentor taking ownership for the development of these Toastmasters. But what do the mentors get out of this whole process? That is where learning to lead, learning to provide guidance, learning to make others successful is the benefit that senior Toastmasters get. And back to our original question, why do people continue Toastmasters for 10, 15, 25 years? What makes them stick? What makes them stick is the ability to give back, the ability to make others successful, the ability to see others successful and be pleased as punch when somebody whom you have mentored achieves these kind of accolades. Now, my dear Toastmasters, whether you are 6 months old, 2 years old, or 5 years old in Toastmasters, the benefits that we all get is that we continue to learn the constructs of good communication. We learn how to structure our speech. We learn how to make our point in an emphatic manner. We learn how to use rich language. We learn how to use gestures, whether it is on an expansive stage or in this constricted space of a Zoom screen. And we know that nothing is static, and we have to learn the dynamics of effective communication on an ongoing basis. There is no end to this learning. We keep brushing up on life skills. We learn how to persuade, how to inspire, how to negotiate, how to listen, how to mentor. Left unused, these skills will deteriorate, as we all know. And Toastmasters provides us an ongoing platform to keep polishing these life skills. And as we progress through the various paths, we master the art of entertaining groups, maintaining discussions, delivering special occasion speeches, and a whole lot of other skills. So overall, my dear friends, we find that we are all in a great place. We can be what we become because we will learn to make that sticky. We can become what we want to be. And that is the concept of Kaizen, a Japanese phrase which says Kei means change and Zen means good. So this is good change that happens in a progressive manner. And if we continue in Toastmasters for 15, 20, 25 years, we get fantastic opportunities in all of these. And in a club like this, for example, the additional benefit is that we get to interact with entrepreneurs, practice our pitches, give these speeches which are focused on making us better as entrepreneurs. So welcome to this club a unique club. And thank you very much for your time and patience listening to me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Great. Wonderful speech, distinguished Toastmaster Padma Kumar, and thank you so much for giving such an inspiration to all of us in Toastmasters, for continuing our journey and giving a different perspective to Toastmasters and what it all means. So just to draw parallels between what you said about Toastmasters and what entrepreneurship really is. Entrepreneurship is also a long-term game, but many first-time founders think that you have success very easily. You will get if you don't succeed the first time you try, you'll always be a failure, and that is a limiting belief that exists in entrepreneurship. And many founders don't realize that entrepreneurship is a long-term game where 5 to 10 years down the line, you actually create value, and everything that you do now is building towards something meaningful in the long term. And we often fail to seek out help because founders often think that if we seek out help, we are perceived as weak. We are perceived as not very capable of doing things. So that is something that mentorship is something that's very valuable in the entrepreneurship community as well, to founders as well. And great founders and entrepreneurs always have someone behind their back, their full-fledged team, their advisors, their mentors, and that cannot be underestimated at any regard in entrepreneurship. So thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Padma Kumar. Great perspective and great learning for me as well, and I'm sure for everyone here. We now move to the pitch for today's meeting. So today's pitch will be given by Mr. Anand Venkat. He is the CEO of On-Road Assist. He recently graduated with his master's from he's based in Hyderabad, and recently completed his bachelor's degree from Hyderabad itself, and is here to pitch his new startup, On-Road Assist. So Anand, can we please have you on camera and do a audio video testing, please?
Rahman, can you make me co-host?
Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
Hi, Anand. Can you hear us and see us clearly?
Hello.
Hi, Anand. Can you hear us clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have 5 minutes to deliver your pitch, and afterwards there are 2 evaluators who will be giving you feedback on your pitch. So your time begins. If you want to share your screen, you can start sharing your screen now, but you have 5 minutes to deliver your pitch to the club today.
Okay. Sorry, sir. I cannot share my screen because I have logged into my mobile.
Okay, sure. So you can give an audio pitch. Is that what you want? Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
No problem. Yeah, Anand, I will be showing you green card at 3, yellow at 4, and red at 5. You need to stop your pitch when it reaches the red card. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All the best.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. This is Anand Venkat and CEO and the founder of the On-Road Assist. Recently I have graduated from mechanical engineering in Ramchandra College of Engineering. My startup is On-Road Assist. Name of the startup is On-Road Assist. On-Road Assist is a unified platform for 2-wheeler and 4-wheelers. We are going to provide the roadside assistance and emergency services. And we had seen the Flipkart and Amazon's business model. By that we have inspired. Why we cannot provide all these services like at one place for the automobile. We can find the laptops and mobiles in Flipkart, like all we can find and we can buy also. Like that, why we cannot provide all these services at one place? That's why we are going to provide these roadside assistance and emergency services and all the services related to the automobile service sector at one place. No. Yes, sir.
Okay, Anand. Okay,
Hello.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anand, for an introduction to your company. Do you want to present more details? Do you want to share more details? You have some time left.
Yes, sir. Actually, we had a published a patent also based on the idea with this idea, and we have got recognized by the DPIIT, and we have been selected best startup in Andhra Pradesh, best business ideas in Andhra Pradesh. Yes, sir. That's it.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, Anand,
Thank you,
for a
sir.
great
Thank you.
introduction. We now move the table topic session for this meeting. May I please have on stage Toastmaster Abdul to take over as table topic master. Over to you.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
You're audible and
Yes, you are.
visible.
Yes,
We
you
can
are.
hear
Great.
you, Abdul. Go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I feel exultant to be the Toastmaster of the day. We are now going to start the most exciting, entertaining, and challenging segment of the educational session called Table Topics. For the benefit of the guests, the main objective of this segment is to encourage members to develop their impromptu speaking skills, to think effectively on their feet by speaking on unrehearsed questions. Table Topics is specifically designed to develop 4 essential communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering your speech. The timing criteria of the table topics is 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds. You'll see a green signal at 1 minute, a yellow at 1:30, and a red signal at 2 minutes. Now, I would like to invite our wordmaster grammarian, DTM Kalpana, to take the topic, the first topic actually. Why is entrepreneurship important to any country's economy? Why is entrepreneurship important to any country's economy? DTM Kalpana.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving that wonderful topic. I always feel that any country or any nation has to ensure that it has a strong financial capability. Now, when we are a digital world and we are transforming more through network, it is more important that we have a base or a system wherein we are able to exchange financially, and all countries cannot build their capability to ensure that all the students who are getting graduated can be provided with the job that they need. And also, every nation cannot ensure that it is building capability in such a way that there are no unemployed members in the country. To avoid this, entrepreneurship is one of the best solution, I would feel, where an idea and an innovation can together form and ensure that we are able to build a new structure. I think just when we know, well, I have seen one example of a person called Kalpana. Her name is also Kalpana, and she is from a traditional family, and she didn't get educated much. All she knows was to do the maid of a wedding lady, I mean a bride. And what she did was she just bought in this idea, and just because she was able to do it, she started networking and she taught this idea to others at art, which was traditionally coming. And then she now has a very big huge site called Pelli Pula Jada, which means that marriage bride hair, which can be made. And she is doing business overseas. A person who had just an idea which can be built in, she also, from an unemployed state to an employed state, she built such that she had grown, and she is having 200 plus franchises. So where this kind of encouragement and motivation will always be given. I understand that all the entrepreneurs will have a lot of risk when they are dealing with any kind of new idea, but I always feel that where there is no risk, there is no success as well, and we have to try until we succeed. And hence entrepreneurship is one of the building financial backbone for any nation. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, DTM Kalpana, for the wonderful, encouraging speech. I would now like to request a guest. Can guest John Clark take this?
Yes.
Okay. John, you have a new business connection, and please introduce yourself to your new connection in business.
Thank you, Mr. Tabletop Master. My name is John Clark. What's interesting is I'm so happy to meet you first off. That's the first thing I wanted to say. I talk about what I do, which is speaking to people in public. That's what I'm learning. But what I want to really find out is more about you. What is it that you love to do? Are you the type of person that just likes to build? Are you the type of person that likes to talk to people like I do? It's clear. Or you're a type of person that simply loves to kind of sit down and think about things. I mean, and I know we've just met, but the reason why I'm asking is to get to know you. And I want to find out what it is that makes you tick. The reason why I touched base with you in the first place was to be able to understand a little bit more about you. And again, I know this is a business meeting, but the one thing I realized about a business meeting is that if you don't truly know who you're working with, then reality is you're not going to want to work with them. My whole thing about this is the fact that since we're getting to know each other, it's given both of us an opportunity to find out if A, we do like each other, B, if we want to go forward with maybe building some type of venture together, or C, being able to mentor one another to be able to understand your concept and for you to be able to understand my concept. Perhaps we may not be able to join forces, but we both have something, some type of solution that we just might be able to help the world with. You might know somebody, and I might know someone. And with that being the case, that means we can both utilize our time, our talents, and this particular connection that we made just to be able to make sure that we can make this world a better place. Because again, in business is a great opportunity for us to be able to make sure that we can make the world a better place. Mr. Tabletop Master.
Thank you so much, John, for the wonderful speech. I feel pleased as punch to hear your motivational speech. Any guest who would like to take the next topic?
Yes, hi, table topic master, Toastmaster Abdul. Manjish this side.
Manjish.
Yes, I hope I am visible to you.
No, your camera is not on.
I have switched it on. Maybe it's loading.
Yeah, it's okay now. It's fine now. Okay. Manjish, successful entrepreneurs make their dreams and the dreams of others come true. Successful entrepreneurs make their own dreams and the dreams of others come true. Your take on this, please.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Abdul, for providing me such a wonderful topic to speak on. Although entrepreneurship is something which is not yet my cup of tea, but yet I have been surrounded by people like you who are part of this business, who are part of the journey wherein we as a corporate employees are fond of such people, are fond of listening to them, are fond of learning from them. We as kids were obviously stuck in games, playing a lot, and just roaming around players, football player, cricket player, and everywhere wherein we can find our way to just rejoice ourselves. But people carrying dreams like you are hard to find. I am quite, I should say, I'm quite exultant to be part of the meeting wherein we are learning together. And as you say, successful entrepreneurs do provide a roadmap, do provide a pathway wherein we can follow them and nurture ourselves. But let me make this very clear. It's all because of what we think we can do. Even if Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is my father, but if I'm not confident to follow my dreams, I will not be a successful person. So it doesn't matter whosoever crosses your way, you need to decide how and when you need to take the step. If it's not now, then when? If it's not you, then who? If it's not here, then where? Over to you, table topic master, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Manjesh, for the excellent take on this topic. I would like to invite the last speaker. Any volunteers, or shall I pick someone? Okay, can I pick? Okay, Rahul Reddy, not Rohan Bansal. You are the
No, I was
Toastmaster.
recommending Trilok. Trilok is a guest here as well.
Okay, Rahul has, he wants to take on this topic. Rahul. Okay.
We'll do one thing, Abdul. We'll give chance to both and then close. Okay.
Okay, great, super.
Thanks.
Okay, Rahul, here is your topic. We rise by lifting others. We rise by lifting others. Rahul.
Yeah, thank you for giving us such a nice topic. I believe we can rise by lifting others a lot. Let's take an example which, one second, just a second. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, I believe a lot in raising. We can raise by lifting others, because let's take an example for right now, which is going on. When I joined in a Toastmaster, I couldn't speak even a word in front of people. Now it's been almost 2 months. I'm able to speak a little bit. I'm not perfect, a little bit. Now I'm able to pull up my friends into this. When they come and train here, their success can boost me. I believe in that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rahul. Now we will go for the last topic, and we have Trilok here.
Yes, sir.
Look, your topic is according to you, what makes a great business pitch? According to you, what makes a great pitch? Trilok.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, for giving me that topic. And have you ever thought of your dream? Have you ever connected your emotions to it? Have you ever connected your story to it? Have you ever connected what you're lacking in your life? If you do that, that makes a great business. That makes what really this world requires. When you connect all of those things, it will take you to a place and to a level of success which can provide you and everything, which can provide a lot of things to which this world is lacking. So for that, you need to connect that what you are lacking in your life, what people are lacking around you. You have to find that, and when you find that, you have to really work on it. And you cannot just take one thing. You have to try a lot of different things, and you have to give all of you have all of the emotions, all of you, all of the energy which you have. That makes a great thing. So over to you, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman.
Thank you so much, Trilok, for the wonderful take. Thank you, everybody, for your wonderful opinions and your speeches. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster
Thank
Rohan.
you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abdul, for a wonderful set of topics and great attempts by everyone involved. We now move to the general evaluation section where we'll have the evaluators coming up, and then we'll have the reports from the auxiliary role players as well. So firstly, can I please have Toastmaster Manjeesh to evaluate Distinguished Toastmaster Padma Kumar's speech? Over to you, Manjeesh.
Thank you back again, Toastmaster Rohan. Firstly, I would like to tell you that before the start of the meeting, I was not knowing that I will be so exultant to give an evaluation. But my target speaker, Toastmaster Padma Kumar, made it like a pleasant walk for me. I would just not like to say much about it because I was speechless. But to start with the evaluation, the opening, the title Toastmasters and Beyond. I have never seen a way to describe your title more better than this. Each and every word, starting with a question, asking to us, which is the most important word among this. And what an innovative way to let others know what is your title, to let them be into the speech and engage the audience. Kudos to you. Moving on with the body, the tone of the speech was quite amazing. For an example, where you say, if there are, the way you go on with that tone, if there are, I felt that word. I felt that you are emphasizing on that word. You are emphasizing us to think on that word. Other than the tone, your voice modulation, your usage of vocabulary, hand gestures, and at last, enthusiasm. They were all at top notch. Coming on to the body, wherein the concept of the hype cycle and the Gartner report, relating it well with the Toastmaster meeting and making us engage throughout the body of the speech, kudos to you on that as well. And at last, when you're describing each and every word of smart, providing a single word for that and explaining how we relate to it. So in whole speech, you let us be in the speech. You let us feel like you are talking to us rather than just giving a narration wherein you are only speaking. We were feeling like we are also engaged. We were also in the discussion. At last, during the conclusion, you gave us two takeaways, which I personally noted down. First one was the ability to give back. Why and how we are there for 10 years, 12 years, and 15 years. And at last, the Kaizen concept. This is good change. This is for good change. Overall, I found it quite interesting and an engaging one. But just a recommendation in order to be a better speaker or more performing more better, I would just request you or give a challenge also to try to speak in a standing position, wherein your hand gestures can be utilized a bit more. Your body language can help us a lot to be throughout in touch with you. Other than this, I was quite into your speech throughout, and I can say that I am also pleased at punch at the end of the meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manjeet, for a wonderful evaluation. We now move to the pitch evaluation. So, Namrata, will you go first?
Okay. Hi, Anand. I really like the concept that you are presenting for the company and the ideas that you put forth. Even I would admire the way you said there is lot of integration about related to different products on Flipkart, and you have a thought of launching a similar for automobile segment, basically two-wheeler and four-wheeler. It's an amazing idea, an excellent concept is what I would say. Also, uh, you have a patent which is an strong positive in your case, and I would say you should always bring forth this point while pitching your business idea. Another point that I would like to say in the deck, I see that you've uh, detailed out the industry dynamics, growth opportunity, your revenue model. You have also done comparative analysis in your pitch deck. It will be helpful if you can speak on each of this point for at least 2 minutes. You can detailed it out, you can write it in advance, learn it, practice it, and deliver it with greater confidence, like your vision. So it will give lot of confidence to the investor in your business. Lastly, you can make a small request about the funding that you are expecting them to provide you and how you plan to grow, which is also detailed out in your presentation. Usually when we see a presentation and along with that there are verbal comments going on, it makes it easy, the integration is easy, and it is more convenient for an investor to make decision. Lastly, I would say also speak more about yourself, your educational qualification, skill sets over and above academic education. That will definitely give you strong brownie points in pitching and getting best investment that you want. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Namrata, for a wonderful evaluation. I'll just go next in my evaluation for Anand's pitch. Firstly, Anand, it's a great pitch deck that you prepared in advance for the session, and while I was looking at it, there's quite a few of potential that exists in your business model, and how you drew parallels with other e-commerce platforms, and how there's a gap in the current market for on-road assistance, and you have tapped into it very well in your pitch deck. But keeping in mind what investor looks for a certain challenge that exists in the market, which you are not addressing. You started your pitch by drawing parallels with other models, but you didn't address the point that there is a significant problem or challenge in the Indian market that calls for such a solution to come to market. So you have to make a strong case for why your product should exist in the market, and that should be the starting point of your pitch. That this is a challenge that I see in India, is that there's no unified platform for roadside assistance, and we end up calling random operators who we find, or who are available nearest on Google search or on our phone operators. And that is something you should start your pitch with, because that convinces the investors also that there's a substantial gap for your product as well. Beyond that, in terms of your storytelling skills, oftentimes what will happen is you won't have the pitch deck in front of you due to a technical glitch. Today you had a technical glitch because your laptop wasn't working. But when you have to deliver audio, you have to cover all the aspects of the pitch deck rather than giving just an overview and ending it there. So my recommendation would be prepare an audio pitch as well, because oftentimes you won't have the material ready in front of you, and you have to deliver a story to the investor about you, about your idea, about where you came in. So that origination story and all the elements of the pitch deck you need to verbalize or memorize them and present them very effectively to the audience itself. So you shouldn't rely on a pitch deck solely to present, but you should be prepared by yourself in going over. So that I would recommend that you practice along the way, and understand how to present it in a structured manner from introduction, body, and conclusion to the pitch. With that, great potential for the startup, and all the very best to you for future events. Back to you. Thanks a lot. We now move to the reports by the auxiliary role players. And by the way, before we do that, if any one of you has any feedback for Anand, you can add them in the comments for comments of Zoom, and we'll share that with Anand as well. So please feel free to share your comments and feedback for Anand in the Zoom chat. So we now move to the auxiliary role player reports. Firstly, with the grammarian, Kalpana, can we please have your grammarian report?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I'm really happy that everyone used their word of the day and idiom of the day, especially by the TM Padmakumar had used it very frequently in his speech, both the exultant and the pleased as punch he had used. And I also want to recognize Toastmaster Rohan, Toastmaster Abdul, and Manjneesh for using it 2 times in his table topic speech. And also the idiom of the day was used by Toastmaster Rohan, table topic master, and the evaluator Manjeet. And coming to the good usages, there were a lot of good usages and very few not so good usages observed in today's meeting. And let me list down the one which were really good. Thinking effectively to be able to make sure world to be a better place. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? These were something which really good, and I'm going to use them into my idiom of the day in next meeting. And if there were also good uses like please, pleasant walk, growth opportunity, greater confidence, and strong case. There are very few observations wherein we can better our language. I would like to give example. Someone said, I believe a lot. We can say I strongly believe. And someone said able to pull up friends. We can say able to invite friends or influence friends would be a better way to use it. And someone used say and also both in the same sentence. I think we are talking about the same matter, so we can conclude. So with this, I end up my Wordmaster Grammarian report for the day and can transfer the control back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpana. That was a wonderful grammarian report and a great selection of the word of the day and idiom, because they were very easy to use by all the speakers. So excellent job done in the selection of these words. So thank you so much. We now move to the R counter report. Can we please have Toastmaster Manoj to give his R counter report?
Hi. Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. And I feel exultant to take the R counter. Initially, I was not very confident, but yeah, now I am also using the R counter. So it's very good. So I don't want to go into many details. Mainly the use of R counter is to find where are how many crutch words you are using, like and, well, but, so, and you, and how many pauses you are taking, like and So I've taken this list. Means I've taken a count on who used how many hours and breaks and short pauses and long pauses. So here I deliver my report. So I'll come with first with the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan. So Toastmaster Rohan has played couple roles. One is Toastmaster of the day, and other one is as the evaluator. So as the Toastmaster of the day, when he is speaking, he used almost 8 times, and he used so a couple times, and there is one short pause and there is one repeat. And as an evaluator, when he's speaking, he used one time, and there is one repeat, the word who, when you are speaking about something. So that is with the Toastmaster of the day. And the next comes, I not see any flaws with table topic master. And I was trying to see at least some or something in the first speech of DTM Padmakumar. It was really flawless. There is nothing in my report. So, and Manjeesh played a couple roles as a table topic person and the evaluator. So Manjeesh's speech was awesome in the table topic, and his evaluation was also very good. And I thought I'll not find anything from Manjeesh, but I found one where he repeated There is one repetition. This is for good chance. He has repeated this in the part of his evaluation. And our speaker of pitch evaluator, not pitch evaluator, elevator pitch, Anand Venkat, he used more than 7 times, and he used short pauses couple times and a long pause once. The evaluator Namrata used 5 times in her evaluation. And coming to the table topics, DTM Kalpana has used once. John Clark has taken short pauses once, and he has a repeat once. He repeated the word since we. And last one is the table topic. Rahul, the table topic, he used 3 times, once, and he has 1 repeat. So this is my report for the counter. Over to you, Toastmaster Bray.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. That was a very detailed counter report. So thank you so much. We now move to the timer for today's meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Raghu to give his report for timing. Thank you.
Time and tide waits for none. We have to be on time to complete on time. There's a discipline that Toastmaster carries, and this is a discipline I've seen that I could carry into my professional and personal life. DTM Padma Kumar as a speaker today. His speech was supposed to be 10 to 12 minutes with the grace of 30 seconds. It's 12 and a half, but he took 30 minutes, 45 seconds. Our pitch speaker Anand had a time of 3 to 5 minutes, but due to the technical glitch, he took only 2 minutes. Kalpana, first table topic speaker, took 2 minutes, 22 seconds. John, as a table topic speaker, he has finished his icebreaker today by doing his speech, table topic speech in almost about 4 minutes, 1 second. Now, Manjesh as a table topic speaker has taken 1 minute, 51 seconds. Rahul, 1 minute, 21 seconds. Trilok as 1 minute, 7 seconds. Evaluator Manjesh took 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Pitch evaluator Namrata, like for pitch evaluation, our club, we use only 1 to 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a hard stop, but something that I could not do it. It is my issue here, but then Namrata took 2 minutes, 14 seconds, and Rohan took 2 minutes, 10 seconds. We'll try to improve because Toastmaster is a fail-safe environment. There's no pass, there's no fail here. We're trying to improve ourselves, become a better version. We should do better on time in the next meeting. Over to Toastmaster after that.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Raghu. There's one more limiting belief that often crops up when we are building a business and we see other competitors in the industry is that this other entrepreneur is better than me in every regard and I'm not going to stand up to him by any measure. And that limiting belief is often what holds back certain founders because they feel like they won't be able to match up to the potential or the success that others in the field have achieved. But it's important to realize here that everyone's journey is very different. Everyone's success trajectory and everyone's timelines for success is very different and unique to yourself. So as a founder, it's important to not be disheartened or be afraid of setbacks, but instead look at these as learning opportunities because you know that your time will come in the time frame that you have set out to build your business and create value for the company. So it's important to not be held back by these limiting beliefs because they tend to bring in a certain element of negativity in your journey as well. So you have your own journey, so you can set up flexible goals and keep track of your accomplishments to date and ensure that you are going towards building that value that you had set out to in the beginning of your journey when you're building that idea, you're building that concept and bringing it to life. So that is a success in itself, and it's a long-term game, as we already discussed that entrepreneurship is a long-term game and it takes time to get to success, get to building value over the future. So I had a great time as Toastmaster of the day and being here with all of you in the meeting today. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating and staying in the audience. And I now hand over the stage to distinguished Toastmaster Raghu for his final comments. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rohan. Thank you all for joining. Can we give a big round of applause to each and every person, including the guest today? Thank you. In Toastmaster, one of my friends who gave a humorous speech talks about The joke was, how many Toastmasters does it take to change the bulb? It's 10, because one person to change the bulb and 9 Toastmasters to clap. So it's all about how the encouragement that you get in Toastmasters. You get this encouragement to grow and to become a better version of yourself. I hope you all had a great time today. It's time to take feedback from each one of you. Let me ask our friend Trilok Bharadwaj what is his experience today in the meeting.